Blog Talk Radio.
DJ, hey, this is fresh. Hey, you a prisoner? Yeah, I switched lanes still.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Beat Street Sports Talk Radio. This is your host, Lee, a.k.a. the Hoops Guru, along with my partner in crime, Mr. MKA, my man Ed, Mr. Know-It-All. We are having the NBA show today, and we got a few different things to get into. So, Ed, how's it been, man?
It's all good, brother. Just maintaining during the snowstorm.
Right, yeah. You know, well, we dealt with our little fiasco here down in the ATL, but we made it through. I guess we learned from previous mistakes, so that's good, man. How bad you guys get blazed up there, man?
Hey, now, 8 to 10 inches. Stuff here will shut down your whole city,
Oh, we got 8 to 10 inches down here, man. Shoot, we've been out for a minute, but that was ice. What I was showing, I showed you that picture. That was ice, so it was like maybe half an inch of ice, and they're just not built for that down here. Plus, Atlanta's not flat; it's a lot of hills and inclines and declines, so cats easily slide all over the place, man. But this ain't the Weather Channel, man. People are calling here to listen to sports, so let's get into it. But if anybody would like to add to anything we were talking about or bring up a subject, you can always give us a call at 347-945-6921. But before we get into basketball, I got to talk about my man, Derek Jeter. He announced yesterday that 2014 is going to be his last year. And I just realized, you know what, man, I'm getting a little bit older, man. The guys I grew up with are slowly retiring. Mario Rivera, Jorge Posada, Bernie Williams, all those greats, that won a lot of rings. Now it seems like the last of that lineage, Derek Jeter, is going to head off into the sunset as well. Definitely hope the Yankees represent this year and send him out in style because he deserves nothing but that. Dude was a consummate player on and off the field, never got in any trouble. I love the fact that, he had a little thing where if you come over the crib, you got to put your cell phone in a basket so that no one's taking flicks or any incriminating evidence on any of his activities. I always thought that was cool. But, and I know you're not a Yankee fan or a big baseball fan, but what are your thoughts on Derek Jeter and him making this his last year?
Well, first off, I got to go off the field because that's why I follow him the most. As you said earlier, he's known to going ahead and been intimate with some of the biggest names in Hollywood entertainment with some of the women. And I know the thing I love about him is the fact that he's the only Joker who I've seen who messed around, was in pro sports, and didn't get married too quick. Didn't mess around, have a whole bunch of scandalous behavior out there. He's the one who always say actually did it right. And I like the fact that he's been known to go ahead and have the young ladies come to the crib and then have him get dropped off with a limousine, and he give him a gift basket, and he always kept everything on the low. Everybody, even though the fact that everybody knows how he gets it in. Now, in reference to his play, you do 20 years in anything, that's commendable. Now, baseball, I'm not a huge baseball type cat, but because we're talking about the Yankees do have a huge following. They pretty much have dominated baseball, unlike any other team has in any other individual sports. And, like you said, we all getting older, so, we done seen cats who we grew up with either retire, we see them go to the Hall of Fame, or we done seen them cats go ahead and retire, and now we seeing their kids ball on professional level. So, yeah, bro, every day that goes by, we going ahead and, going ahead and seeing cats we grew up with go ahead and finally fade to black, and we seeing all the games change in the different genres. But, like I said, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but Jeter, hey, he went ahead, he got his loot, had fun off the field, and he went ahead and won chips. So he got a nice little thing going on with him.
It's always good when you can get tired of the game before the game gets tired of you. And he's one of those guys that, hey, he got to write his own story. He's going out the way he wants to go out, as opposed to, Sean Kemp and these guys that, they want to come back to the game because they realize they squandered a great opportunity that they had. But, Derek Jeter's not one of those guys. He's going to go down in Yankee lore just like all the greats. You're going to mention DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, and Derek Jeter is going to be in that same sentence. So, hey, man, I hope you're just healthy, aggressive, and, you go as far as you can this last year. So congratulations to you, Derek Jeter. Now, the next subject we got to talk about, I don't really, I guess we got to talk about it because we haven't been on the air for a little while. But your boy from Missouri, what's his name? Sam.
I think his name is Michael Sam. Michael Sam. It's Michael Sam.
Yeah, the first openly gay professional football player. You know what? This is getting kind of old to me now. I don't want to hear about this anymore. All right, dude, openly gay in college. I guess he's going to draft, wants it to be known. Hey, that's his business. At the end of the day, can you play football? Can you tackle? Can you make my team better? How do you feel about this whole situation with him? Should there be any trouble? Is this even a story, or is this self-promotion? Why should we care?
Well, it's a lot of different angles. Me personally, I feel as if he made a mistake going ahead and coming out and saying something. I think what he should have done was he should have under wraps behind closed doors because he's ashamed of who or what he is, but just from a business standpoint, because I know since he already came out with this information, he was already projected to be a third or fourth round draft pick already, and then in the overalls for the overall player evals, they said he dropped 90 spots once he went ahead and opened his mouth. So I don't see why, he went ahead and he came out, but I know his reason is he said just in case there are rumors or things that were to surface, he wanted to go ahead and put it out there first and basically kind of like, have some control over the information and the things that's out there by basically making it known before it was something that went in and got out. But he ain't the first or last player. He's open and he's doing it at a time period, unlike Jason Collins did for the pros, where his career was over and things of that nature when nobody wanted you. So the difference is that you got a young man doing this at the beginning of his career. I get that, but like I said, he ain't the first or last joker that's going to go ahead and, win a mic check in doggone, in professional sports. So, that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is the fact that we all know that the NFL is predominantly black league, and also black males are known to be extremely homophobic. So they're trying to figure out how they're going to work in the locker room, and then you're going to have guys that kind of funny now thinking that the dude looking at them when because you know how it is in the shower. Anybody who's been in the shower in any type of organized sports all know the locker room ain't nothing nicer in there. So cats might feel some type of way with this cat being openly doggone, I'm not even going to say gay, but this cat having an alternative sexual orientation and him potentially looking at them and then they can't joke with him certain things. So the main thing is going to be on him. If he's as comfortable with this as he says he is, then that means if he gets ripped or people make jokes with him, he won't be taking it all personal and be making it be a situation where he got to go to the commissioner and the front office and all things of that nature. So he's going to have to be able to make fun of himself the same way how Teo did. Teo was able to make fun of himself with a dude who didn't have a girlfriend when he was in San Diego, and because he was able to do that and also he stayed strictly to football, the players got over it. They ripped him a little bit, and they respected him because he was doing his job. So as long as this cat is going ahead doing his job and his teammates don't feel as if that he's doing this for, for publicity and attention, then everything will be fine. But the thing is, we don't know that, so that all is going to be told in the future.
Well, I'm wondering who's going to be the first teammate to try to creep with this dude on the low. That's what
there you go.
But yeah, man, it's just I don't know the pressure of what it is to be a gay man. So I don't know what internal struggles he had or why he felt compelled to say or do that. I'm thinking why when he announced it to the team when he's drafted, because at the end of the day, it's the sports what counts. I don't know where your sexuality is going to even take place while playing sports. Between practicing and all those things, I don't know why anybody needs to know your sexual preference. Just like, no one needs to know how many kids you got or how many child support payments you have or any of those things. When you come to work, you're there for the reasons you got hired to perform that particular task, and you go home and do whatever you need to do. And I feel the same way with this guy. But hopefully, this will put an end to that. No one has to make any announcements or broadcast that anymore, and we could just draft players based on their skill level and move forward. Because between this guy, between Jason Collins, between Brittany Grinder, I've had enough of people, that having to announce their sexuality in sports. To me, we've been there, we've crossed that bridge. Hopefully, we have now, and it won't be an issue anymore. So, and it looks like he is getting some pub on it because he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I'd never heard of him before this, so, and the combines are coming up. Who knows? Maybe it can work for him financially in the draft or through personal marketing, which, of course, it's going to, even though he says he's not going to be in what's the word I'm looking for? An advocate for gay rights, whatever the case may be. He says he's not trying to be a spokesperson for that. But sometimes, your destiny chooses you. And I have a feeling he will be doing more than he says he's going to do right now. But in any case, you worked hard to be a professional athlete. You're close to your dream, and I hope you make it. Good luck. Now, we can get into some basketball. We didn't, even though this happened last week, we didn't get to talk about it on the air, so I'm going to touch on it a little bit. The Detroit Pistons fired Maurice Cheeks. Feel a little bit of ways for Maurice Cheeks. He's maybe he's just too laid back or too much of a player's coach, but it seems like he never gets to really stick around with the organization when he gets a head coaching job. It seems like players really don't play balls out for him like they should. Detroit, though, they did lose to Cleveland last night. Before that, they were on a 4-game winning streak, so they were heading in the right direction. Do you think that was a just firing of Maurice Cheeks? And if so, do you think that'll make Detroit a better team that can make a playoff run in the weak East?
Well, one, it's the East. Anybody can make the playoffs because it's that weak. That's number one. The next thing is, I'm going to say, I know here in Philadelphia, people are big fans of Cheeks. To me, I don't understand why he's ever got a job because he's never proven to be a coach. And plus, with Detroit being his third stop, he has also shown the inability to go ahead and learn from his mistakes and adapt and go ahead and be able to maintain keeping the job. So hopefully this will be the last time I see this guy go and get a job because there's other people who's more deserving and people who should be getting a shot aside from him. I know some people don't want to hear that because he's a brother and everything, but I'm not worried about race here. I'm more worried about people who deserve chances and people who have like a track record. His track record has shown that he's a failure as a coach. He should have never been given that opportunity.
He might just be one of those guys that's just a top assistant guy. That, he doesn't need to be the main voice, but he could be that voice of reason, that guy in the ear of the head man to help them execute, like he was in Oklahoma City with Scott Brooks.
Exactly. Well, that's my whole thing. Yeah. My whole thing is, with him not having the spots that he had before, like he got fired from Philly, he'd been there for a minute. I think he was in Portland for a little bit. Then for you to go from the OKC bench to Detroit, I understand the main thing is to go and be a head coach, but why would you go to Detroit? Like, if you're going to go ahead and take a shot, at least be like PJ Carlissimo and go to squads that have, like, bona fide players, and he still couldn't keep the job. That's another dude that'll never need to see another job again. It's PJ. So I don't understand why you would go to Detroit looking at that squad. Now, they have more talent than what you think that they have, but I know if I'm, off my second gig, this is my third, and I'm looking to go ahead and get a head coaching job, Detroit is not the spot I'm going to, especially the way that your boy Joe Dumars has been acting the past couple of years. So that was a horrible decision on his part.
This is, and I wonder why Josh Smith is a free agent going there too. But before you go any further, let's talk about Joe Dumars, man. This dude's been on that coaching GM and that squad for a long time, and he's done a horrible job, horrible. And it's like you set Maurice, there's a lot of talent. So I can't say you set Maurice Cheeks up for failure. But look at your track record. You drafted Darko Milicic, number 2 behind LeBron James, ahead of Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. So that should have got you fired off the bat. You signed Ben Gordon and Charlie Villanueva to these big contracts. Neither one panned out at all. Those are horrible contracts. Then on top of that, you do this Josh Smith signing when you needed a small forward. And I'm sure there's bad draft picks and things in between of all of that. But even Brandon Jennings, to me, is the questionable signing. It's not like he's a big upgrade over Brevin Knight. Not Brevin Knight. What's the kid's name? Brandon Knight, the guy that's always getting dunked on. So Joe Dumars, to me, how long will this dude have job security? Because he's shown a great ineptitude himself.
Yeah, Joe was living off the '94 championship, man. That's his equity now. His equity is about to get all used up and things of that nature. But I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I've noticed in all sports when you're when you're like a GM, you get a chance to make a whole bunch of horrible decisions before you actually get fired. So, I mean, believe it or not, your boy Joe is going to have a minute before he actually gets canned. So that's what, so he'll have a chance to try to rectify, fix the situation, but it's only a matter of time based on the current moves he's making, and now you got the assistant coach being the interim for the rest of the year. So it's only a matter of time before he's going to eventually play himself out of a job. But the thing is, it's going to be kind of difficult because he was a player there. He won as a player. He won as a GM. So that might be still buying him time. So we'll see how it plays out.
How these owners get when they have a favorite son like that. I remember Abe Poland with Wes Unseld let him coach the Wizards for I don't know how long. He did a horrible job. Then after that, he got promoted to like GM, and I mean, players were following in his lap, and he just still did boneheaded stuff, like traded Chris Webber in his prime for old Mitch Richmond, you know. So I feel sorry for teams when they're stuck with these owners' favorite sons like Joe Dumars and Wes Unseld, guys like that, because they don't do good jobs at all. And speaking of Detroit, they lost to Cleveland last night. Cleveland's won 4 in a row, and even though they're 20-33. You know, the AFC's not far away. How bad are you if you're 20-33 and you've just won 4 in a row? That's crazy with Cleveland, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a lot of people, you know, pick to go and make the playoffs, which I still never understood why people were picking that team to make the playoffs. But, we know, like I said, the East, so they're not out of it until it's official. So.
Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be, you know what though? Even though everybody's talking how bad the East records are, teams' records are, it's going to make for interesting basketball down the stretch because there's approximately like 30, 35 games left for these teams. So when as jumbled up as it is from number 2 to number 8, there's a lot of different things that happen. And the trade deadline is next Thursday, so we may see some things happen. Who knows? Atlanta's lost 5 in a row. They're free-falling. It's finally catching up with them. So a lot of interesting things can happen from here to the end of the season. So, guys, please stay tuned to what we talk about on the show. And if you have any trade recommendations or anything like that, hey, let us know. We'll be happy to voice it. But there's one thing we have to talk about, too. And it's probably take a good minute of time. Your man, LeBron James, says, you know, in his little interview that when it's all said and done, he's going to be on the Mount Rushmore of NBA talent, meaning he's going to be a top 4 player of all time. And he says that 4 is Jordan, Bird, Magic, and himself. I'm wondering myself, in Miami, has to be the bomb because the crack he's on, like, just got him delusional right now, myself personally. You lose off the bat when Kobe Bryant's not on your Mount Rushmore or Kareem. You lose all credibility off the bat. Because to me, there should be only, honestly, there should be only one open spot. Because it should be Kareem, Jordan, Kobe. Then that last spot should be debated among 20 players. You know? So, I understand where he's coming to. Maybe some a little bit of pressure because, you know, Kevin Durant's still in a lot of his thunder right now. Because more than likely Kevin Durant's going to be the MVP unless LeBron just goes on some stratospheric run here forward. So maybe that's why it's coming out of his mouth. Who knows? But I just thought that was a little off. I thought that was a little cuckoo. Plus, you know, we really can't talk about this dude probably till 10 years from now when his whole body of work is completed anyway. Right now he's in process, and while he's in process, he's not better than Kobe Bryant. Go ahead, man.
All right, I want you to know I totally disagree with everything you just said. And Magic and Bird are not on the supposedly this thing y'all have going on, this whole Mount Rushmore. I don't even understand why Magic and Bird are even in the discussion. They're not top 5 in any way, shape, form, or fashion of best players that ever played in the league. So I don't even understand why people keep saying their names.
I said LeBron did, right?
But there's been other things off of Facebook and things I've been looking on ESPN, and people are co-signing this. And I'm thinking to myself, now, we're going to say with the biggest stars? Yeah, I'll give you the biggest stars. But if we're talking about strictly basketball, we're not talking about ambassador leagues, and we're talking about just strictly skills, changing the game, and things of that nature. There's no way in hell LeBron is not top 4 player in the history of basketball.
Yes, it
if
is.
That's what we're talking about. Okay. I can give you. No. This is what I said. I said one of the 4. I have Kareem as one of the 4. There's no way with LeBron's. I had, because I put it on Facebook earlier today, I had Kareem, Mike, LeBron, and I had someone who no one's never going to say, and I had Tim Duncan. Those are my 4. And I had Shaq, and we had 5.
My 4 is Kareem, Jordan, Kobe, Oscar Robertson. You know, and I'm not a Kobe fan in the least, but come on, man. The dude. No. You're talking about. See, but here's the thing. Again, if we're talking about basketball, I love Kobe Bryant. But the one thing that anybody who's real about Kobe Bryant has to admit, Kobe don't make nobody better. Kobe is just strictly a scorer. We've seen plenty of people who can score. Like Barkley used to say back in the day, any knucklehead, anybody can score. So, all right, he can just score. Now, I'm going to take LeBron over Oscar Robertson because it's like David Sicily both do the same thing. True, he hasn't averaged a triple-double for the whole year. It's a different style of ball now. But just looking at height, weight, and speed, LeBron gets that spot for me over Oscar. Kobe's not there because he's just a scorer. And then Tim Duncan and Shaq need to be on that wall too. Shaq because I gave him the edge over Wilt because Wilt wasn't as big as Doggone Shaquille, and I never seen anybody that big, being that nimble and quick on his feet. And then when it comes to Duncan because I have Duncan as the best power forward to ever play the game. So those are my 4 reasons for that. If you're talking about nimble on the feet, man, you might want to elevate Olajuwon a little higher on that list. And, you know, we're doing a disservice to guys Olajuwon. But
no, I'm not. Olajuwon was 6'10". He wasn't 7'2", 330, 360. So
that was okay.
But
you saw what that 6'10" did to a young Shaq in the finals. He humiliated.
That's right. He was like a young Shaq. But I'm going to go ahead and put LeBron on there the same way how everybody was saying, well, why was Shaq going ahead and being part of the 50 all-time greats? Because he still had his body work. Let's be honest with ourselves. We can look at LeBron right now and we can tell we've never seen nothing like this before. So people need to go ahead with this let's see his whole body of work. We don't need to see no whole body of work. The boy had already been in 3 finals, won 2 back-to-back championships, 6'8", 260. We ain't never seen nobody with that statewide feet.
You know me, man. I lose a lot of credit going to Miami for me, man. When you got to run to a stacked squad, you lose credibility as a superstar. Whoa.
Stacked squad. Okay, so who did Bird play with?
Hey,
No. Who did Bird play with? Who was on the team?
I'm telling you, the team he was drafted for with McHale.
Oh, now see, that's the thing. Now see, what you want to disregard the eras. You want to disregard the fact that during that time period, players didn't have that option of free agents to go where they want to. It's not LeBron's fault that he went ahead. He had the option to go. He wanted to go. He was a free agent, and he did that. There's been other greats like Jordan and Bird and them.
Dudes played their hand; they were dealt more than. Magic never would have tried to leave the squad or join over Bird.
Magic played with 4 Hall of Fame. He played with 4 Hall of Famers. He didn't have to leave.
Hey, that's the squad he was drafted to. Look at
okay,
Jordan.
You're talking about something.
Look at
You can say it's a sign of weakness, but there's no reason for him to go ahead. And people like you always want to overlook the fact he was in Cleveland for 7 years. For 7 years, he gave them the opportunity to show him that they could go ahead and get the players around him and go ahead and get the coaching staff. And for 7 years, they didn't do that. So for people like you who want to go ahead and act as if that if he would have stayed in Cleveland and you respected him and he would have played 15 years and never won a chip, that's a lie. Y'all would have went ahead and came in his neck and say, oh, you wasn't that good because you didn't win a chip. And he would have been just like Karl Malone and John Stockton.
So I do respect them. All I'm saying is, yeah, you won these 2 back-to-back MVPs, but it's a lot easier to win MVPs when you jump ship and join the guys like Chris going up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. It's not easy. Like that.
It's a requirement when you go ahead and you win a championship. You have to have a squad built around you. If the organization is incapable of going ahead and giving you the players you need, and you're leaving because you're a free agent. You're not forcing your way out like Carmelo, who never gets killed for him forcing his way out of Denver, and all the other players who do this. LeBron gets killed when he has the option to go ahead and leave, and he did when Cleveland has shown, even to this day, they have no idea how to build a championship team from management all the way down to the coaching staff. So for you and other people to get on him for staying in Cleveland is ridiculous. He did what he needs to do because he knows his legacy is going to be based upon winning championships.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Go ahead and build your legacy, but don't tell me you're Mount Rushmore top 4 when you do it.
Listen, he's on there. Your gripe with him is personal. That has nothing to do with basketball. What your gripe is?
It's definitely it has everything to do with basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, you're building your legacy, but look how you went about to build it. Think about how many other players would have done the same thing. Look at where Patrick Ewing could be if he would have just said, forget this, I'm going to play with Jordan. Things would be totally different, right? So,
no,
yeah, I have to take that.
It would, because, again, you're talking about, again, organizations that were good from top to bottom and had the coaching. So you keep on wanting to overlook that. You keep on overlook the fact the boy was there for 7 years. He took bumps. People can't even name the other 4 people that was on his team when he went to go play the Spurs, because that's how great he was. He took bumps to 60-plus wins.
How many years did it take Jordan to win a championship?
It took him 8 years.
Okay. And LeBron went to the finals.
Wait a minute. Wait. It took him 8 years, but then he still had Phil Jackson. He had Horace Grant. He had doggone Scottie Pippen. He had players way better than anybody that's ever on Cleveland squad that was with LeBron. And also he had an organization, which is more important. I keep telling you all the time, all the teams that are good from top to bottom. There are not that many teams that are good from top to bottom. And Cleveland's definitely not one of those. So, I mean, you and everybody else can hate on this dude.
Dudes complain. Like, they say they were trash, but listen, they went out and got players he asked for. So, and then at the end of the day, they went to a final. So it wasn't like they were bums. They were building. I could see if he went there and was like Carmelo in Denver, a first-round knockout every year, not getting any progress, not getting any traction, not doing anything. I could see that, but that wasn't the case in Cleveland. I mean, leave, fine. That's cool. That's your prerogative. You know what I'm saying? But when you join up, I'm not going to just put you ahead of other players because when you've done that. I'm just not personally. Now, maybe years down the road, I might, but as of today, am I going to say you're better than Kobe, which he thinks he is? No.
He is better than Kobe.
Hell no.
He is better than Kobe.
Over Kobe's whole career right now, as of today, you could say LeBron James has a better career than Kobe Bryant.
LeBron James is a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant. Kobe is just a scorer. See, I'm saying, why are we acting like that Kobe makes anybody better or Kobe is this beast? Look, we all love Kobe because he plays through injuries and things of that nature. But look,
position the way he's supposed to play it. Remember when he had his when they were running, he was playing with Shaq and playing with the different shooters they had on their team when they were winning championships. It wasn't requiring him to rebound. Or he wasn't playing point forward like LeBron does. He wasn't bringing the ball up. They had Fisher and guys like that. So his job was to play, and you're disregarding this, stellar defense and get buckets. And he did that perfectly.
When was the last time Kobe been a stellar defensive player? We're talking about years ago.
Hey, that's still part of his career, Ed. What's wrong with
Listen,
is your career.
Listen, all I'm saying is, part of his career, the dude got 4 MVPs, 2 championships, and you're talking about this dude's not up there? Are you serious right now? All because you don't respect the fact he left Cleveland?
No, that has nothing to do with it. I'm not putting him ahead of Kobe Bryant's body of work. I'm not putting him ahead of Kobe Bryant's rivaling.
All right, that's fine. All I'm saying is that statistically, he's better than Kobe Bryant. He's a better basketball player. We can look at that and see he's a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant.
Listen, if I'm picking a squad, both in their prime. If I'm picking a squad, both in their prime, I'm picking Kobe Bryant over LeBron James. Because they play head-to-head in their prime. Kobe will eat LeBron James in his prime. Period. LeBron is much defense with Kobe, just too athletic, too aggressive, too smart. And winning killer instinct, I got to give it to Kobe. And I'm not a fan. It's just
listen, you say
like that dude. Kobe's top 5. Is he not?
I'm not going. Here's the thing: if you include the big man, he's not top 5. That's the whole thing. When you throw in those centers, he's not top 5. That's the thing that throws the whole monkey wrench in this whole thing. He's definitely top 10, but he ain't top 5 when you throw the centers in there or the power forward. Because here's the thing. The thing is that I hear. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the people who I picked in my squad, they're either something we've never seen before in height, weight, and speed, or they're the best to ever play the position. LeBron is the best small forward to ever play in the NBA. Michael Jordan is the best shooting guard to ever play in the NBA. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I love Shaq, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the most unstoppable center to ever play in the NBA. And Tim Duncan is the best power forward to ever play in the NBA. So I'm looking at the thing is, how have you transcended errors and doggone the thing you have done to set you apart? Kobe is just a scorer. He's not better than Mike. He didn't do all the other things that Mike did. LeBron does those things and more, and we've never seen nobody like LeBron in the history of the league before. And there's not no other small forward that's better than him. So, yes, he's better than Kobe Bryant as a player.
I totally
that's my argument for the that's fine.
No, I mean,
I got numbers for me.
Saying because it's like those weren't numbers. You're saying position and all that's not relevant to me. I'm talking about play and impact you have on the court. And when Kobe Bryant was on the court, he was a problem. Period. Like he was just a
LeBron's not a problem.
Yeah, LeBron's definitely a problem, but LeBron's had a lot more lowlights than Kobe's had in his career as well.
Okay, and then you got to also look at the fact that Kobe was with the Lakers with Jerry, a great organization again. Doggone with Jerry Buss, he had what? He had Phil Jackson. I think he had. I don't think he was there with Pat. He just had Phil Jackson. He had Shaq. You know, he had Paul Gasol. He always had other players around. It was a little low after Shaq left before they got Paul. They went in and struggled through the nature. But you're greatly discounting the environment and the organizational situation that Kobe was under. You give that same thing to LeBron that early in his career, he's going to be doing the same, if not more, than Kobe Bryant.
No, what I will give LeBron credit on is when Kobe had bad teams, you know, his attitude was worse than LeBron and probably didn't make players better, but he damn sure kept teams alive by being the scorer he was and still took bad teams on playoff runs and things of that nature. You know, he did need Paul Gasol to take him up that notch, true, to win those last 2 rings. But I'm just saying, over his body of work, over his career, all the scoring championships he has, MVPs, All-Star games, those things. I'm not discounting Kobe, man. Kobe was as much he was almost as transcendent as Mike. He was the guy chasing Mike. LeBron is something totally different. But right now, can I say he's better than him? No, I can't. I just can't. He's dope. You know, he's got a good career. But I can't give it to him yet. To me, I don't see how he can give himself that. Really, I don't see how he can give himself that. Like, yeah, I'm better than this dude right now.
Well, the thing is, he's supposed to say that, and he's supposed to be confident in himself, and he's playing. So, you know, I have to respect that. No matter if it's true or not. The fact that he feels that way and he's actually working towards that, hey, we need more players in the league who feel that way, that do more than just talk it. Like that bum who y'all love so freaking much, freaking Carmelo, who I always told y'all was not the player that y'all always hyping him up to be. Him and that freaking Darren Williams.
Who's this? We keep throwing this y'all at me with
dude, you went ahead and hyped up.
I wrote a whole blog about him, how dude playing tall Iverson can't get the job done. I know he's one-dimensional, man. You know, but he's on a bad team as well. So if you're going to give LeBron that pass with bad team, bad organization.
LeBron, no. He wasn't on a bad team. He wasn't on a bad team with Denver. He had George Karl as coach. See, you keep on, you funny. You keep on really wanting to go ahead and now. But you got to remember. Oh, you mean when he forced his way out of Denver with a freaking almost Hall of Fame coach to go play in New York because that's where he wanted to go because he was from there? Because that clearly was not a career decision. That was just I just want to be home and I want to make money. He's never been about winning. He's always been doggone, I want to get my numbers, my stats, and show off. Freaking doughboy. So,
speaking of that, while we're doing a little overtime, the trade deadline's coming up. The Knicks right now are horrendous 20-32. Which is crazy because they're actually a little bit better than Cleveland. Do you trade Carmelo Anthony?
I would have traded him last year. But so I'm going to say yes, because to me he's a cancer. To me he's a cancer. He's a cancer to me. He's a cancer to me. To me, I'm not seeing he don't make nobody better. I know he can score, but he's not an efficient scorer, and he's not a leader. So I mean, to me, if you trade Carmelo to a place, you're trading him to a place that just needs like scoring and don't need for him to be like the main dude. And the problem with him is that he believes that he is Batman, and he's more like a Robin Nightwing type of dude. So that's the problem wherever you trade him to, is that whoever you trade him to, then you're not going to get equal and or fair value. So it's like, or then if you let him go, you ain't going to get nothing. So honestly, the Knicks team just needs to get blown up. They just need to start over. Dolan needs to go ahead and get an actual basketball person, and they need to keep Woodson, but I'm sure they're going to get rid of Woodson too, because they're going to look at it as being his fault when they overachieved last year, and all the delusional Knicks and New York fans were thinking that the team arrived and it was nice. Last year was delusion. I knew they was not going to be able to maintain it.
This is my thing I'm a little mixed with. I think they do have to trade him because they're in such a bad way, and he's their most valuable asset, and plus he may walk away. And I don't believe in letting dudes walk away and get nothing in return. If I think you're going to walk away, I'm going to get rid of you, because I'm not doing the sign and trade after the fact. Nah. But it's weird with me with him on the Knicks right now, because I am going to use your LeBron and Cleveland thing. The organization is so bad and the roster is horrendously constructed, but the difference between this is like this thing is constructed with bad salaries on top of it. Like Amari Stoudemire's contract is the elephant in the room nobody wants to talk about. Tyson Chandler's not playing well. Raymond Felton sucks. Prigione's over the hill and doesn't need to be playing major minutes. They can't get anything done with Iman Shumpert. Hardaway Jr. is the only bright spot they really have outside of, J.R. Smith is a cancer. He got his money now. He wants to act a fool. And they don't play any type of team ball whatsoever. Just, it's basically if Carmelo's hot, we may win. If he's not, we're going to lose. Because I've never seen an offense that doesn't move the ball as much as those guys do. And they don't play good defense at all. So if they want to have any future, they're going to have to trade, I didn't even mention Bargnani. He's not even playing. Like, they're going to have to trade Carmelo. I trade anybody on that team that has any value for expiring or going to be expiring contracts. They just need to get up under all this, because you could do better without these name brand players, so why have them? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they're going to have to do that. They're definitely going to have to blow that team up, man. But the trade deadline's next Thursday, so hopefully we'll have some trades before, during, and after that time and see how these guys gear up towards the final push, because, March Madness is around the corner. Then we'll be in that home stretch heading towards the playoffs, man. So All-Star Weekend's coming up too, man. So maybe we'll do a show on Sunday or something before the game on Saturday and talk about.
Well, coming up. I got a question for you with the All-Star game.
Yeah.
You know D Wade is a starting shooting guard for the East, right?
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, he's saying,
not gonna play, right?
He's saying the possibility he may not play an All-Star game Sunday because he didn't play last night in Golden State because he was having issues with his foot. So since he would have to be an injury replacement, that means that this will be the first time your boy Silva will have to go ahead and fill in the spot. My question to you is, if they have to fill in the spot for D Wade, who you go with? To me, it's obvious because I think the boy should have been on the squad over freaking Noah, and I'm a Bulls fan. But I want to know who you think they should replace Wade with on the squad.
You're probably going to say Lance Stevenson, but the first thing that popped out to me is Kyle Lowry, man. But I guess they don't need another point guard. So, if you went Lance Stevenson or Kyle Lowry, I wouldn't be mad either way.
Okay, so you think, well, you're right. I'm going with Lance Stevenson because I think he should have maybe been on the squad regardless. But
I don't know how.
I can't see Toronto with two dudes, man. I can't, because that's a big statement if Toronto gets two dudes. So don't get me wrong, I like Lowry. I've always liked Lowry. But Toronto getting two dudes is a big statement.
Hey, man, them dudes hey, they're 28-24, first place in their division. Nobody saw that coming. I wouldn't be mad about it. And they're there because of those two dudes. Kyle Lowry's playing some damn good basketball right now, man. So I couldn't be mad at that. I know Indiana, but
can you possibly see anybody else? Because I know I can't see nobody else outside of those two to be in consideration.
Nah, man. Nah, I don't see anybody else. I mean, nobody on Detroit, nobody on Charlotte, damn sure no more Knicks, nobody on Cleveland, nobody else on Brooklyn. Nah. Wizards, no. Miami, no, they got their usual suspects. So, nah. Mm-mm. And if you're going to replace the guard, might as well replace, if it was out west, that'd be a totally different story, but it's not. We'll leave it at that, man. So, hey, I think what we should do, though, is maybe get together Saturday afternoon and do our predictions for the All-Star Saturday. We could pick our winners for the skills challenge, the three-point shootout, slam dunk contest, and all that other good stuff.
All right, that's cool.
All right, man. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate your energy, man. And I need to put this up. Matter of fact, on our BC Sports Talk page, let's put up the question and see what dialogue we can get about our Mount Rushmore. See how cats feel about that. But again, thank y'all for tuning in. This is BC Sports Talk Radio. All right, Ed. Peace.
Holla.
Race to your death to the holiest celebration. God bless a lady of holy acceleration, cause we speed it when we drive on this highway of information. The devil try to deny us the highest of elevation. They keep us at sea level, so I'm staying on my A game. They local like to see when I express like the A train. My air like tick when I write. Use it to maintain. We be it like a see it like, cause we got the same brain. We in the same chain, work in the same field. Now we independent, you can keep your fucking lane deal. Total package, the flow is mastered. I'm blowing past procrastinators so fast, like they're going back.